Okay, good afternoon. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast, netsnewsnetwork.net. We have everybody's favorite talk show host when it comes to sports, and his name is AP Steadham. Been with us many years, and it's always good to have you on the show, AP. What's been going on?
Hey, good, Donna. How are you? Yeah, I'm doing fine, Donna. It's kind of quiet on the Western Front, as they say. SEC football is getting ready. It starts here the first week in August. You know, they get back to campus and everything, or they get their practice. They're on campus during the summer taking some courses and things, but they start their practices, so it's kind of quiet. Some SEC baseball, a couple teams still alive, 2 or 3 teams, Tennessee and Florida and LSU. So they're in that World Series in Omaha for the men's baseball, but everything is just kind of in a relaxed mode. Everybody's trying to get prepared for the season and look at their schedule for 2024. We discussed that I think last week. So yeah, they're getting ready for the season, Donna. Football it's getting very close.
Oh, can't wait. I'll tell you somewhere it's probably not quiet, and that's the players out there practicing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they're going through some summer drills on their own and trying to get better, lifting weights and getting stronger, getting faster. This is the time, Donna, where it's really important, because once the practice starts, you're playing the game, you're practicing the game. There's not as much time for the training. So you want to get bigger, faster, and you want to have the combination between the wide receivers, the timing, and the rhythm, the wide receivers and the quarterback. So they're working on those facets of the game right now, which is very important, because when you're in a ball game and have all those defenses coming at you, and it's quick and fast, and you have to make a decision within 3 seconds, you have to be comfortable with the timing with your receivers.
And I would think too, during the training season, it's not all about running the ball fast. It's not. You have to have the mind has to be rested. Like you just mentioned just a few seconds ago, you got to think really fast.
Yeah, you're watching a lot of film, Donna. You're watching film from your upcoming opponents. You're watching films of different types of defenses. I'm speaking for the offense now. The offensive team, they're watching the different schemes that they might see come fall. And then the defense, they're checking all these various offenses that they're going to face. Maybe there's a brand new team they've never played. Like, for instance, let's take Auburn. They're playing a team like California, never played against them in the past, in their whole history. So that's the second game of the year. So you can concentrate on those first half a dozen games in the summertime. You can look at the films of California and those non-conference teams that you're going to be playing. So that's very important. And it takes time, Donna. There's nothing, you can't do it fast. It's time. It takes time to watch film. So this is a good period of the season to watch film.
I think so too. Let's just use the movie Gone with the Wind, for example. Every single time I've seen that movie, I find something different in it.
Yes.
So that's why you have to watch it over and over again, I would think, when you're checking out the other team.
Right. You pick up on those nuances of the offense. You pick on the idiosyncrasies of the quarterback and the players and the receivers, how they move, and what are some of their favorite routes, and what are their favorite running plays. You watch the offensive linemen to see their stance when they're going to pass, and if you can detect to see when they're going to run. All those little things that you watch on the film will be helping you in the fall.
Mm-hmm. Now, also, do the players study the coaches? I know coaches study each other, but
yeah, the coaches study each other. Yeah. Well, I guess indirectly they're studying the tendencies of the team. So I guess that's an indirect way of saying you're really studying the coach and his program. Yes.
Because players come and go. I mean, you're not going to have the same bunch.
Right.
But is it also, is this a true fact? Even though you say players come and go, how consistent is the coach every year with different players?
Yeah, some coaches, Donna, you find it in football and basketball, they run the same things every year. But in college football, Don, it's become like the pros. You have to really change up every week because everybody has become so smart by watching the film, and they've really made like a segment for the coaches make a segment of film so the players can study, and they can narrow everything down to here are the different types of things that this offense may run or this defense may employ against our offense. So you really need to do something different every week.
Mm-hmm. Is more emphasis also put on diet than it used to be? Because it used to be burgers, fries, and whatever. But
yeah. Now they have a handful of nutritionists. It's a whole department, and they're making sure their food intake is proper and eating the right foods and taking the right amount and eating the right number of times per day. So yeah, that's all important. It's a study. It's not anything happen chance now. They study in nutrition. I mean, they have degrees and they know exactly what to feed the athletes to make them perform at the highest peak. So yeah, it's a science now. It's not anything that you're saying, well, we think if we serve this type of breakfast, but no, they've studied it.
Yeah. And so how important is genetics? And I'll use Phil for an example. My husband, tall, thin, just like his mother, could eat anything he wanted. So he could eat an entire cake before he goes to bed and not gain an ounce. So do they also factor in your genetics? Because some people are prone for heart disease and some are not.
Oh, yeah, probably. So, yeah, they have the total physical, and the doctors are always checking on the players, and they have a whole history, medical history. So they want to make sure they're watching your heart, your diet, anything to do with your health. I mean, that's all documented and you're taken care of throughout. The first time you arrive on campus, they're studying you.
Yeah, I would think so too. I'm pretty sure there's a chart with your genetics all over it.
Yes. They question everybody about their family health history. That's most certain because as we know, you're trying to narrow down and all these pitfalls with your family's health and prevent that from happening to you.
Mm-hmm. And then how important is heat? Like we can take the heat here in Alabama better than say our friends up north. When they come down here, they almost smother to death.
Right. Smother. Right. Yeah. They're always making sure there's enough water, there's enough breaks between the drills, because football, Donna, you're wearing that equipment before you even do one thing, you're sweating.
Yeah.
You're just putting all that equipment on, then the helmet. So there's a big concern to make sure everybody is hydrated and you're not overheating. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you have to watch that because you don't want any disasters, any health disasters during a practice or any other time. So they're very cognizant of the heat.
Mm-hmm. So right now I'm with AP Steadham. We're talking about the behind the scenes stuff because right now they're in the practice mode. And so I'm pretty sure some things, like the exercise equipment. I mean, so there are different training for different parts of your body, I would think.
Yeah, they have these new design of equipment on it where it actually measures the thrust of when you're, let's say, doing a power lift or doing something with your legs. I mean, it's down to us. Everything is scientific now, mm-hmm. Even the workouts. So there are all types of measurements, and you know exactly if a player is performing at the maximum potential, 100% of their lifts, and how many did they do, and what was the thrust on each one. So and they put it all up on the screen so you can watch. Everybody's chart is up there, so they'll see if Johnny Smith has done his 10 reps and how much weight did he lift and how was his thrust and all these things. All these different measurements that help you improve your performance.
Mm-hmm. The reason I led you into this conversation is the questions we got in this past week are more about the training aspect of it.
I see, yeah.
And so this is from a guy who actually played, let me find it back up, it's Joel. And so Joel actually played high school sports, never got into the college part of it.
Right.
Because so much emphasis was put on training and that kind of thing. So he was talking about at his school, he used to go to Gardendale, and he said that music was part of their training in football. Does that sound common?
Well, I don't know if I don't know what he meant exactly by the music, but I know that there's music playing in the background mostly all the time, and it helps the player's mindset, I think, probably.
I think so too. And then think about music. It's also like when I want to get something done in a hurry. Let's say I'm cleaning a house and I decide I want to vacuum, but I'm in a hurry to do this. I put on like fast music that I can kind of dance to while I do. It seems like I'm finished quicker. But if I don't have to be rushed, I put slower music in.
Yes, yeah, the soothing music, right? But if you're in a rush, the fast
which
music.
is not often. Mostly, I'm
so. Yeah, it affects the mind. Yeah, affects the mind. The type of music that you'll play in the background. So, yeah, that's important to the players. I mean, I've been to many stadiums and watched them warm up, and baseball games, basketball, football. There's always the music in the background. It's a constant. Yeah, for sure.
Put on some Sweet Home Alabama. That'll get you out there.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Working as well. So how important is the mindset? So let's say a dude just broke up with his girlfriend. He's in one of these weird moods.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're trying to train your mind, Donna, to be in the moment. Mm-hmm. If you had a good play the last time, great. You had a bad play, fine. It's this play, this moment that matters. So that's how you're trying to train your mind. So that way you're trying to get that 100% peak performance. I mean, you'll never reach it, but that's your goal. So how can you get 100% effectiveness if your mind's thinking about the last play, good, bad, or indifferent? So you're always trying to think in the moment, because if you're on the offensive line and you're receiving this, so let's say you're playing left tackle and you're receiving the signals from the center saying, all right, this is how we're going to block this defense. And you're thinking about the last play where the person beat you to the quarterback. Mm-hmm. You're not going to perform effectively. So it's always right now, this moment. So that's something that a lot of people, Donna, their mind tends to wander. I mean, that's human nature. So you're trying to train your mind to, all right, what is happening right now? What is the play we're running? What is my responsibility? And then everybody holds each other accountable. And that's why they have, when we were discussing before about the weight training, they have on the board, there's a screen, and it tells you exactly how each individual is performing that day, because you're trying to hold everybody accountable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally get that. Something we have to go into a commercial break already. We'll be right back in just a minute. Let's talk about folks who are overachievers when we come back. We'll be right back. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know, because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania, and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018. The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462. Good afternoon. We are back. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, local to North Alabama. And you can also find us on worldwide television syndicated on Abundance TV, found on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast, netnewsnetwork.net. We have AP Steadham with us right now, and he's a talk show host, as his own show also. You have several shows. You have a radio. Do you do a podcast as well?
Well, our show, what we do, Donna, we archive it and then we send it out to everybody. Of course, it's on IC Radio, your station, every Friday, 4 p.m. Central. 4 p.m. Central. Mm-hmm. So we every Friday. So we send it out and it's heard on various stations Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But we also archive it on the Facebook page, AP and Kelly, as we see it, so people can listen to previous shows and that week's show as well. We try to have that available, Donna, around 1 o'clock or so every Thursday. Yeah.
So who was your guest last week?
Oh, last week, gosh, I was thinking about this week already. Yeah, last week we had Olin Buchanan. Olin, he's covered Texas A&M for many years.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to discuss the Aggies because that's a team down at that last season. It seemed like they scored 20 points. For instance, they scored, I think, 20 points against the University of Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
And then they scored 20 points against Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of unusual because those are two different opponents that with varying degrees of talent, obviously. But they just had trouble scoring points. They were upset by Appalachian State, so they brought in Bobby Petrino, the former Arkansas coach, Louisville coach, Atlanta Falcons coach, to be the new offensive coordinator. So now the question is, will Jimbo Fisher allow him to call the plays? So that's a dynamic that we will watch very closely, and all the Aggie fans will as well. But so, yeah, he was our guest last week.
Yeah, but that was a good show too. And what's going on this week?
Yeah, this week we're going to continue to review some of the SEC teams. I try to review at least one every week, so I've got to pick out a couple teams this week, Donna. I'd like to do two this week to review because we've already done, for instance, Kentucky and Arkansas, Texas A&M. I'm trying to think who else. Well, Florida, we discussed Florida so far. So there's still a half a dozen left that we have to talk about in the coming weeks. So I have to pick out a couple of teams.
And that changes too. It depends on what they're doing throughout the year. I mean, because your number one team or the person you think is going to be number one, that can change from week to week.
Yeah, this is going to be something down with the rosters because you have the transfer portal, you have the freshmen coming in, you have freshmen, let's say, that were redshirted. So every season, and especially in this era of football and sports, it changes. The dynamics change. You could have 25, 30 new players because of the transfers, the freshmen. So it's always interesting. And it keeps the coaches so busy, Donna, because they have to watch all these other players from the various teams just in case they think about transferring. They have a file out. There's a whole department that all they do is they watch all these other teams, and when somebody thinks about transferring, then they have a dossier on that player. Do we need this player? Do they have the talents? We have a shortage of players at that position. So, yeah, it keeps the coaches very busy, Tom.
Oh, absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about overachievers. Personally, I don't think there's any such thing as an overachiever. I think you need to get out there and just do the best you can.
Yeah, I think somebody recently, Stetson Bennett IV, he was a walk-on at Georgia. He was there, left, come back, went to junior college, came back. He ended up winning 4 MVPs of the 4 different playoff games that he participated in the last couple of years, and they won the title twice. So I don't know if that's ever going to be duplicated, Donna. That's quite a feat. But he was someone that was not heavily recruited, and he had a walk-on at Georgia. That's his favorite school. He's from the state of Georgia. So that's a player that you could say, I believe, overachieved in the eyes of many. Now, he probably thought he could play, that he would have never attended University of Georgia. And like I say, he was there, then he left and he came back. So he had a lot of confidence. But there are players, Donna, let's say you don't have the speed at the wide receiver position, but you have good hands. I mean, and that counts for something because it's still catch the football. That's the first objective, catch the football. But maybe you can't outrun the defender. But if you can catch the football, you could have a place on that football team.
Some people are just overachievers by sheer the way they are. That's in them. I mean, that's just the way it is. I was working corporate GTE, and so the company actually had a goal set for me. I had another goal set, and it was always much higher than their goal.
Right.
And if I didn't reach that goal, I'd beat myself up. I mean, and my boss would come to me and say, I don't have to beat you up. You do it yourself. But you made our goal. So what are you upset about? So he would have to kind of calm me down. So are there achievers like that out there? They have their own little mindset.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. There's most definitely there are players out there. They think not only should they be on the team, but they should be starting and playing regularly. So, yeah, there's players out there that have their own goals, obviously, besides the team goals, as you mentioned. Yes.
Oh, yeah. And sometimes it can be an issue, though. I mean, it can be a problem.
It can, but that's where the coaching comes into play, because you have to understand the player and their mindset, and try to channel all their energy into being a better player, and forget all those other things that don't matter.
Now, we talk about players all the time. What makes a good coach? What kind of personality do they need, or do they even have to have a personality?
Yeah, good coach. Yeah. A good coach, Donna, they have to be able to teach, because you're taking a player and you're trying to implement the head coach's system. So if you can't teach, Donna, it's going to be hard to coach, because they have to carry out their assignment. So you have to be a good teacher. You have to be a motivator. You have to be an evaluator of talent. If you can do all those things, that's a super coach. You can evaluate talent. You can develop the talent. You can research the talent. You can recruit the talent. All those things are attributes that make an outstanding coach.
Mm-hmm. What made Coach Paul Bear Bryant a good coach?
I think his ability to adapt. And he would, not only with his offenses and defenses, different styles and schemes, but he adapted to the different type of student. From, let's say, 1960, there was a different person that was coming to campus on 19. It was just because things were happening in the world, and it was changing. So he was able to understand players. And down in 1960, everybody's having short hair, possibly. 1970, everybody's wearing their hair a little bit longer, right? So Coach Bryant understood that was important to the player. So, the story is Johnny Musso, the star of halfback. He had to approach Coach Bryant and say, "Coach, we'd like to wear our hair a little bit longer." So he had to make a decision. And you see nowadays, Donnie, you have all types of hairstyles, right? It's really not even under consideration. They don't even, because if you had some type of restriction on hair, you get players leaving that school and come and participating at another school. So you can't be that restrictive.
The only thing I've thought about, I always like long hair on a guy, but I always thought about playing football. If you got your hair and it's really long and it's hanging out at the back, aren't you more apt to have some kind of an issue? Could you get hurt easier?
Well, I think you're able to grab the hair to make a tackle. I think that's legal, actually. I haven't seen it done. Legal? I think it's legal. Yeah, I mean, Donna, how could you not? The face mask, we know you can't grab the face mask. We know that. And the horse collar in the back to tackle something. We know that. But I think the hair, it was hanging way down. I mean, it's kind of impossible to overlook when your hand's reaching out. And I think it's legal to do, but I haven't seen it very often.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think I'd be tucking my hair up under that helmet.
Something, yeah. I'd come up, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Less than a minute left in this segment. What would you like to tell the folks before we go?
Yeah, just the fact that enjoy the summer. Get ready for your football program, and I'm sure everybody's making plans, Donna, where to travel, and the hotels, and the days they're going to miss work, and what games are important to them for their families to attend. So just get ready, and it'll be here before we know it. I can tell you that right now. It just moves so fast in the summertime, and once football starts, Donna, as we know, it really moves fast.
Ooh, oh yeah, it really does. A lot of folks I know plan their vacations around football games.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to the season.
Can't wait. AP, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Hey, thank you, Donna. My pleasure.
And thank you so much for watching The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and also Abundance Television, syndicated on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and don't forget the podcast, Net to News Network.net. Thank you, AP, and thank you.
Thank you.